Hello everyone, and welcome to this is PWME News, that's ProWrestling.me news for the 6th of May 2016. If you're joining me live, make sure you put in the comments on some of these topics that I'm going to talk about: the Lucha Underground viewership, NXT house show results, TNA knockout injured, these reasons why Randy Orton's story return is being pushed back, locker room trouble involving a certain talent, TNA re-signee, and a female W talent injured. So lots of injuries, lots of bullshit going along. Some of the sources I'm also using pricing.me. I posted several articles and news columns, whatever the fuck I'm going to call them today, earlier on. So make sure you head over to pricing.me and check them out. Also using nodq.com, ringsidenews.com. I like mix them up, getting a variable of different websites. Ringsidenews.com. I don't know if this is bullshit, but they just create so much controversial bullshit and propaganda. Like, literally, all the ones that sound stupid are from Ringside News. Like, they've got information on locker room trouble and things like why Randy Orton's being pushed back. How do you know these things? How? How do these people know these things? You know, I haven't seen anything on the Observer. I haven't seen anything on the Torch. So I'm going to mingle with the minefields and mingle with the dirt and give to you what they think. But we're going to start off with the Lucha Underground viewership figures for this week, which is going to be the first topic we're going to be talking about today on this show. I hope you're having a absolutely phenomenal Friday. It's a very strange day of Friday. I've got an absolute busy as fuck day today. I've got a first day of my new job tomorrow at 10 till 2, and then listen to this, because my contract is a 2 weeks notice. I have 10 till 2 and then a 4 till 11 shift after, so I'm going to be wearing in the hours, working my ass off. So take a pause to the cause and swig a drink for the working man, as Stone Cold would say. I took a swig of the Monster Energy. I'm using the original green one. But back to the original point of Lucha Underground TV viewership. So the latest edition of Lucha Underground, which saw Sexy Star and Mariposa wrestling their No Mask match, aka an I Quit match, is absolutely bloody brutal and pretty damn awesome. I love the spot where Sexy Star was on top, dangling off the Lannister or Bannister, whatever the fuck they call it these days. What was it called at the top of the gimmick? Someone help me out here. They called it a balcony. I don't know what it is. Basically, the top of the temple was this long ass fucking board where they were stood, and she was pissing with blood. It was absolutely amazing to look at. Their viewership was up to 138,000 viewers, which is up from last week, which is only 107,000 viewers. The replay, however, was down to 42,000 viewers, which is down 10,000 because last week was watched by 52,000 people. In my opinion, the reason why the first viewing was up and the replay was down was because NXT wasn't really heavily promoted. Obviously, last week was pretty damn heavily promoted if you think about it, with Samoa Joe and Finn Balor with the NXT Championship. Whereas this week, there wasn't really any talk of anything. I didn't see anything promoted-wise for the show. So there was no competition. So people were deciding to watch Lucha Underground and watch NXT on demand instead of watching NXT first and Lucha Underground on replay, which explains why the viewerships were down for the replay and why they were up for the first viewings. But good news for Lucha Underground, they were still up if you combine them. So overall, good news for Lucha Underground and a damn enjoyable show, if I'm going to be frank with you. We're also going to go to some NXT house shows that took place last night. We had No Way Jose defeating Buddy Murphy. What's going on with Murphy and Blake? Is Wesley Blake, suffering from an illness or down with the depression since they lost the tag titles? Because I haven't seen them team together for a while, at least on NXT TV program. And we always talk about the house show results for NXT on the PWME News gimmick we have going on here. So it's really strange that we never see Wesley Blake. It really is strange. Anyway, Manny Andrade defeated Chris Gerard. Austin Aries defeated Ty Dillinger in a rematch from this week's edition of NXT. Asuka defeated Bayley and Alexa Bliss to retain the NXT Women's Championship. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Tyler Breeze. Now, this is strange. This surprised me because Tyler Breeze was on this card. I don't know if that's a sign of things to come or just a one-shot kind of deal like they did with Kevin Owens a few months ago. If you remember in NXT house show, Kevin Owens came out and battered Sami Zayn. I don't know if that's a sign of things to come, but I would much like it a lot if Tyler Breeze came back down to NXT. I think, I wouldn't mind seeing as Tyler Breeze Samoa Joe. Wouldn't mind seeing Tyler Breeze Nakamura, Tyler Breeze Austin Aries. In the main roster, I think he finally got his first win after about 60 matches on the main roster, knocking off Goldust on this week's Monday Night Raw. It wasn't made a big deal, and I think that was a huge flaw in the booking because, as I've said very much on these programs here on the channel, I think what they should do with Tyler Breeze is lose, get the 200s. Just literally keep him losing. And then when he wins, when he knocks off a champion with a roll-up, the crowd goes absolutely batshit crazy. He then becomes a star because of the crowd reaction. He gets over as a babyface. That's what I would do with Tyler Breeze. That worked a few years ago with MVP. Then whenever he came out, he actually became quite a big babyface. So that's what I'd do with Tyler Breeze. I think they lost a deal there. But, I mean, Tyler Breeze Nakamura sounds absolutely phenomenal. American Alpha defeated Alexander Wolf and Sawyer Fulton. Obviously, American Alpha, Jordan and Gable, the NXT Tag Champs. Then the main event for the NXT Championship, Samoa Joe defeated Finn Balor. That's a pretty damn good lineup for an NXT house show. I saw No Way Jose. I think he's a goof. If you like that thing, that's cool. I think he's an absolute goofy prick. Just my opinion. I want wrestling to be serious, not goofy like that. On to the ringside news articles. This is where the fun begins. This is the first one, which is, I can see this being true. TNA Knockout Saina suffers an injury. She tore her PCL, which is in her knee, during a match with Gail Kim. She has yet to have surgery, but is believed to be in rough shape with her knee. We'll keep you updated on the status of her injury. That's from our ringside news. I love ringside news. It's so funny. It's literally the funniest site ever. Like, in a minute, I'm going to get to some articles which really are going to make you crack up. That's a shoot. They're going to make you fucking piss yourself. That's from our ringside. And I don't mean that in a horrible way. I really don't mean that in a horrible way. I find it funny. Like, some of the stuff, it's like, Sting has gone for a piss. We have, ladies and gentlemen, Sting has gone for a piss. Like, things like that. Like, I don't get it. I don't get sites like Ringside News. And it's the writer is Steve Carrier, okay? The writer is Steve Carrier. And he's the one who posts the news of the controversial ones anyway that I'm going to talk about in a minute. Like, why Mark Henry is off television and things like that. And the reason they gave why Mark Henry is off television is because there's a new regime of new talent. Dumb shit, of course. That's why I haven't seen Big Show, I haven't seen Kane, I haven't seen a fucking shed loads of them. Because they're on Superstars, they're on main events. Now the main shows that were on SmackDown are given to the younger talent, which I think is very good. So Cena, just after debuting on Impact, and I finished watching, believe it or not, guys, I've actually finished watching Impact. I know, stranger things have happened in this world. I finally finished watching. It only took me 2 sittings this time, which is a good thing. I don't know if it took me 1 or 2. I think it might have been 1, but I definitely have watched it. And I know she was in a segment. Let me have a quick look at my notes here. She was in a segment. And I'm overall, by the way, I'll give Impact a win. I fucking loved this week's edition of Impact. I'm just going to be honest. Where was it? Cena. She came out with Maria Kanellis. And she just beat down on Gail Kim. It was a decent segment. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think she's a pretty damn good worker, if I'm going to be honest with you. So looking for a damn shame to see her get injured this early in the game. So shortly in her TNA run. Lucky for her, Impact only tape once every few months, so she might have time to recover before the next set of TV tapings, which will probably be months away, which is fucking tragic and embarrassing. I think the next tapings will be the Slammiversary event, which is a whole month away, which is so irritating and so annoying, but what can you do? But damn shame for Cena and you know, hope she gets well. So here we go. Reasons why, if you put a sports entertainer from the ground up, Randy Orton's WWE return is being pushed back by Steve Carrier in the featured news and WWE news section of RingsideNews.com. It's so funny. So here's the article. So, if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, Randy Orton was originally scheduled to return to WWE program at the end of April or early May. He knew this because, I don't know. The reason he hasn't returned is because his rehab from his shoulder injury is going much slower than expected. He knew this because Randy Orton told him. The timetable for Randy Orton's return to start training in Orlando is sometime mid-June. How in earth did he find that out? How? I'm a subscribe to both the Torch and the News there, because obviously this news show, I want to be up to date on my news, and they're the best and the best when it pertains to the news. I've yet to hear anyone say that. I've yet to hear Dave Meltzer, I've yet to hear Wade Keller, Brian Alvarez, none of them have brought this up. Why, when Randy Orton's meant to be back at all? So you're telling me this Steve Carrier guy, he's such in the know, he went up to Randy Orton or Randy Orton's doctor, and he knows when he'll be back. And he knows it's just, that I could write that article and get bait clicks. It's disgusting and revolting, so please don't go to ringsidenews.com. It's revolting. I could literally type that article up about it. I could write that about Seth frickin' Rollins and then put reason why Seth Rollins' return is being pushed back in the title. Why do that, you bait-clicking sack of shit? That's revolting and disgusting and disgraceful. But I wanted to talk about it. I miss him. There's a gap in my hole where if you, I'm literally have withdrawal symptoms because I've yet to hear JBL say if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, you get Randy on. There's a whole article on ProWrestling.me in the blog section of just that audio on a loop. Just a loop. Just keep clicking, click, 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 click. My God, if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, you get Randy Orton. That's all it is. Click, 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 click. It's fucking awesome because I love Randy Orton and I don't care. Very few people in W that I like, and believe it or not, Randy Orton is one I've always been a fan of ever since 2004 when he first proper became big. Obviously, 2003 was still a bit green, but he did have a good match with Shawn Michaels at Unforgiven 03. If I remember rightly, then he won the IC title at Armageddon 03 from RVD. Just a vast knowledge of knowledge really going on here. But onto some more funny things. Ringside News. Okay, this is how this is worded. Okay, this is from Steve Carrot in the featured news and W News section of RingsideNews.com. This is so fucking hysterical, guys. Listen to this. I'm quoting this, not paraphrasing. A quote. The last thing you want to be in a W locker room is a guy or girl that no one wants to work with in the ring. It's not as important to get along backstage, but once the behavior gets to the point where multiple wrestlers don't want to get in the ring with you and do their jobs, something is very wrong. There has been a great deal of talk recently within the WWE locker room that a veteran wrestler has been partying too much. That person is Chris Jericho. Multiple wrestlers have privately gripped about work with him. The feeling amongst those concerned is that Jericho has been partying out of control lately and is hampering his work in the ring. How on earth did this guy know that? How? I don't get it. How did this guy know that Jericho's been partying out of control? And how does he know that wrestlers have been complaining? I don't get it. I'm reporting this not because it's a fact, not because I think it's a fact. Who knows? Jericho might go on party. If he does, wrestlers have been doing that for decades and decades and decades. Simple as that. And it grinds my... That is the biggest clickbait I've seen in my life. And he doesn't say Chris J, just a W locker room veteran partying out of control. I could go on ProWrestling.me right now and do that and say the reason why Randy Orton is back late is because he's been partying out of control. You know, Sami Zayn has not been given the IC title match, or Sami Zayn lost to Kevin Owens because they've been partying out of control. It's clickbait, it's bullshit, and I don't like it. I'm saying this now because I publicly want to shame this company. It's a joke of damn right embarrassing. How you could do that is beyond me. And if so, why post it? Is it anyone's business that Chris Jericho's partying? Is it really anyone's business? You know, if you go on ProWrestling.me, if you go on there right now, look at the news. The only things you will see, results, previews, a Ryback's blog that posted, which is just an embedded post. Also, TV ratings, viewership, results. That's all you're going to get at ProWrestling.me because we're not going to bullshit you. That is bullshit. It's jailbait, it's clickbait, and it's fucking downright dirty. Good grief. Public shame. Oh. Speaking of dirty, okay, this is fucking hysterical. This I could get in trouble for. So the whole Dixie Carter posts on her Twitter machine. Love Jesse Goddard's attitude and work ethic. Plus, he isn't bad to look at! Exclamation mark. Glad to have him on Impact Wrestling roster. So Jesse Goddard's on the actual news part. Signs and re-signs with TNA. He has got a nice dropkick, that's about it. But it's just the way she worded it. He isn't too bad to look at. Oh, that's your boss. Imagine being Jesse Goddard's reading that right now. Plus, he isn't too bad to look at. I reckon she's fucking them. I reckon she's fucking him. There must be why he has a job. He's not a great worker. If you look at the talent they have, he's not a great worker. I reckon Jesse Goddard is having an affair. They did the RingsideNews.com. RingsideNews.com's next article will be breaking news, an affair with Dixie Carter. Click to find out more. You click in, it says Jesse Goddard, and what's the source? LK from PWME and the PW News as a joke. Oh, Jesus, H. Christ in a popsicle stick. Would you see WWE do that? Would you see Ring of Honor do that? Would you see Lucha Underground do that? No. She is a whore. Oh, that's disgusting. But he has re-signed. Obviously, this week's been a good week for TNA for re-sign. They obviously signed Cena. That's Alison Kay, Caleb Conley, Crazy Steve, and Robert E., if I remember correctly. But, dude, she worded that so badly. Speaking of wording from the Twitter machine, Naomi on her Twitter machine put, and this is a quote, I'm okay, just rehabbing a torn tendon in my ankle. We'll be back soon. I'm good. So we have Naomi injured out of the picture. So many injuries in WWE. And then don't say it's because they work too much. It's not because they work too much, because they've been doing that for decades and decades. It's the way they work. If you work the way they work, you're going to get injured. I'm sorry, that's just a fact. So if you have any live comments, please put them in the live comments and I will get to them. Let's just make sure to see if we have got any live comments. We don't. That's always an embarrassment when it happens. I know we're at a really strange time. It's 3:18 p.m. UK time. American time is probably 10 a.m. So everyone's at work. I'm about to go to work. My shift starts in 28 minutes. Luckily, it's just down the road. My shift starts at 3:45. However, I had to get some form of podcast done because I just feel bad, frankly. So yeah, news day, not much happened. Again, the house show results I've already broken down for you. The Lucha Underground TV ratings I've broken down for you. I've broken down everything really that has been the news. We've had a laugh about ringside news. So a pretty lame day for news, but they happen sometimes. So the later on in the week you get, it seems to me that the more boring the news gimmicks get. So I look forward to, there will not be a PWME news tomorrow unless I do it at night. And that's potentially, I could do it at night. However, I have to be up for about 8 a.m. because I have work at 10 till 2. And then I'm back to my old job because I still have a week left on my contract where I'm doing a 4 to 11. So I'm going to be pumped and absolutely fucking destroyed. But next week, I'm hoping will be a better week for me when it pertains to the podcast. I hate not doing many podcasts, but I'm still updating Pressing.me regularly. So head over to Pressing.me. Make sure you sign up over there. It's 110% completely free. Thank you very much. Follow me on Twitter at @TailKRC. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you have a great Friday. Don't get too drunk. I know what you guys are like. Ray Mustani, hope you get laid tonight. That being said, thank you very much for watching. This has been LK from PWME. Stay safe, stay well. I'll be catching your asses down the line.